Hi launchers, I'm just coming on today as a quick little video. I get asked a lot why I don't have a working board. I am always stressed sometimes in trying to figure out how I'm gonna do certain things, getting the organization, keeping it organized, getting help with administrative work, talking to schools, lots of things like that. And people are always like, well, don't you have a board? Can you just use your board? And one of the things is, yeah, I could absolutely use my board. I could ask my board to do a lot of things, but my goal with my board is really to keep them as a governing body and to keep them as mentors that I feel like I can go to and ask questions when I run into some issues that I'm not sure exactly how to handle, or if the organization is taking on a new shape or taking on a different direction, getting their opinions and finding out if that's something that they are finding out if that's something that we should do or if that's a direction we should go. I really feel like my board is there as a support rather than as a resource for workers or for volunteers. And I hope to never have my board working. I knew that when I picked all these people on the board, I knew that all of them knew the direction that I wanted to take Launchpad. All of them were on board with that direction, and I think they could see the overall vision, and they had a lot of they were very integral to how the organization was going to work, and integral to helping me develop that mission and vision, so from the very beginning. Now, of course, it won't always be that way. So when I go on to choose the next board members, if we ever have to do that, hopefully I'll have my board members forever. But when we do go on to choose new board members, I always want us to be choosing the board members based on what they can bring to the table, as far as moving the organization forward, as far as opinions, ideas, insight, things like that. And oftentimes, sometimes when people develop their boards, they're looking for what people can actually bring to the table monetarily, or they're looking for people who can bring to the table resources as far as volunteering, or giving in some way, or something like that. And I really would like to keep my board more focused on strategic positioning and strategic forward thinking, future goals, things like that that can help us move towards those things, as far as guidance and governing, rather than what they can give to our organizations and that we have on that board, because they all provide a different perspective for us to look at our organization as objectively as we can. So I don't use a working board. I would actually prefer that my board does not get involved from a volunteering perspective. I would actually prefer that I would prefer to keep it just as we are right now. We meet once quarterly. I can call them and ask them any questions I might have. If I run into any sort of issues that I can't handle on my own, or that I'm any changes I'm considering making to the program, I know I can call my board and they'll give me a good, solid answer. And I think it's good to have your board kind of as your advisors and as your mentors. And that's how I look at my board. That's why I don't have a working board. As a long answer to why don't I have a working board, that's why. I really value my board's opinions, and I value their input. And that's the most important thing to me for the board. I value that they understand the vision and the mission of the program, and I don't want to ever change that. I don't want to tax my board by asking them to constantly give more and more time, or constantly give more money to the organization, or I just don't want to wear my board down. I guess that's the bottom line. I don't want to wear my board down. I don't want them to feel as though they are being taxed. I think it's very important not to tax your board, not to ask too much of your board, and to really value the fact that you have a board that is there to provide input for the future of your organization. So I hope to never have a working board in the Launchpad organization. And of course, I always welcome volunteers, and I always welcome people to help out with the program. But generally, I want my board to focus on governing the organization so that I don't feel like I'm doing it alone. And so I hope I thoroughly answered the question of why I don't have a working board. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, there is no limit to your spark, so get out there and launch something amazing. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.